Today on the channel from the X-Men animated series, we've got the Mondo exclusive Wolverine.
The spirit of Ultimate Warrior will run forever!
Welcome everyone, Kyle here, and welcome back to the channel for another Mondo 1/6 scale unboxing and review. And today on the channel, we've got one of my all-time favorites. We've got the X-Men animated series, Wolverine. But for all your X-Men needs, a whole lot more in the collectible game, make sure you're hitting up Entertainment Earth. Use discount code Kyle. Save yourself 10% on all in-stock items. Anything over $39, guess what? Ships free. Got to get a deal, and that's exactly what I did on this. As you guys know, I dabble. I think that's fair on the 1/6 scale. But Entertainment Earth over the holidays, just a few short months ago, every day they had some incredible prices on stuff. Hopefully you were following along on my YouTube channel. Hopefully you were following on social media, SirPaul64 on Twitter, Instagram, _Kyle_Peterson. Of course, follow along on those. As I was posting up a lot of deals, and one day they had this for around $100. Well, discount code Kyle, save 10%, got to ship it free. Heck of a deal on a Mondo 1/6 scale collectibles. I don't need any of the other ones. I just wanted Wolverine, and at that price, I was a buyer all day long. And guess what? Twice on Sunday. Yeah, exactly right. But I got this Mondo one here. So I'm very excited to check what all the fuss is about with the old Mondo Wolverine. Is usually we're talking Masters of the Universe with Mondo. So this is my first time doing a Marvel Mondo figure. We're going to do this review like we do all the other reviews on the channel. We're going to take a look at the packaging. We're going to talk about it. We're going to unbox it. We're going to talk about it. We're going to see where it goes from there. So without further ado, X-Men animated series. Very black and white packaging here. Not a lot of glitz and glam going on. You got X-Men the animated series, Wolverine, a nice artwork going on, the old Marvel logo, of course, the Mondo logo. Right over here, you've got since 1982. Oh, what a time to be alive. 40th anniversary Diamond Comic Distributors PX Previews exclusive, limited to 2,500 units on this bad boys for those keeping track. So that's not a bad gig right there at all. X-Men animated series Mondo on the side. X-Men animated series Wolverine. At first I was like, is this a black and white figure? Did I accidentally get a black and white edition? I don't believe that is the case, because I've never seen one before. But who knows? I might be surprised when we get it out of the package. And then on the back, you get a little bit more of the black and white, the artwork going on with Wolverine. I don't think there's really so much to talk about anywhere. Concept design, extra special thanks to Eric Lewald, Julia Lewald, and Jesse Falcon. Names we've heard before. Collector's model, not suitable for children under 14. Kind of is what it is. So there it is. I'm definitely saving the packaging on this one. We always do. Gonna get it out of the package. Probably take it offline for the unboxing and getting it all out of the package. Oh yeah, it's not black and white. Off to the races, off to the side. See you later, gentle. But look at that. There's the old plastic and cardboard prison for Wolverine. If you're a kid of the 90s, you absolutely loved Wolverine in the X-Men animated series. So that's exactly what this represents. Looks very, very cool in the plastic prison. I'm going to bust it out, but I'm going to take it offline. So we'll be back talking all things Wolverine. All right, we've got Wolverine out of the package. A lot of twist ties, a lot of clips, but at the end of the day, a lot of care into this figure, which is good because obviously it's a very expensive figure, so we don't want any breakage, anything like that. Happy to report none of that going on. I forgot to mention there was also a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive version of this. It was more of an open plastic box, kind of a shoebox style packaging, with the plastic open, and had a nice cardboard bed, I guess. Wolverine's laying on there, and he is looking at the picture of Cyclops and Jean Grey, a very iconic moment in the animated series, one that million memes have been based off of course. You've probably seen that version. Same figure, I believe the exact same accessories, just different box styles. To me, at the end of the day, I'm opening either one of those up. So if you're a mint-on card guy, you probably want this one. If you're an opener, this is probably the one to get. That's probably the way I would go for there. But let's break this down, and let's start with the accessories, as we always do. Being Mondo, much like the He-Man Masters of the Universe figures we've had, we do get a doll stand, and there's no real other word to put with it. It's a doll stand at the end of the day, and we do get that here for Wolverine. Very nice, all in black. Got the kind of bumper feet there to make sure it doesn't slide, anything like that. So always got to protect high-dollar figures like this one, and those stands get the job done. But let's break into some of this. Let's break into these hands first. How about? We get all kinds of extra hands. Now, Wolverine, he came to fight. He's got the claws out on him with two fists of fury ready to go over there. But we do get a couple of different hands with Wolverine. We do get a trigger finger hand, I guess, or a gripping hand, we'll call this. Gripping hand with him. Of course, no blades, anything like that. Nice blue color. Of course, being animated series, we have the cell shading with these. So we do got that. We do got a palm open hand. Same thing here. So Wolverine can slap the taste out of somebody's mouth if he needs to. He doesn't want to use his fist. We have those. And then we got trigger finger-like hands, I guess. I don't know what this one is. I guess this probably holds the picture frame. This one's just a more traditional trigger finger. Same type of blue going on, cell shading throughout. Looks really, really good. We did talk about the picture there with Jean Grey and Scott Summers. Very, very cool. Very iconic, of course. You can have him pose looking at this if you want to. A very cool thing with this, though, is you can remove this picture. If you want to print off a picture, get something made, you can put whatever you want in this frame. I think that's a nice little extra touch to this. So if you want to put a picture of your dog Lemmy, your dog Ace, your dog Domino, you can put all three in here if you want to. Wolverine can be lovingly looking at them. Or put your own face in here. Do whatever you want. Choose your own picture adventure at the end of the day. But a very, very cool idea. I like that a whole lot. And Wolverine, he's just like the rest of us. He gets hungry every once in a while. He needs to get a big old turkey leg. And why wouldn't he? And I believe, was there an episode in the animated series? I guess obviously it's from the animated series. There has to be where he was chopping down on a big turkey leg. That's probably what this represents. But it is a turkey leg at the end of the day. It just is what it is. An interesting accessory for sure with something like this. We do get 3 heads, but I guess I should say, here's the claws, of course. These claws attached to the effect piece. Very, very cool. Reminds you back to the X-Men animated series opening of the cartoon. That's what this reminds me of. I'm thinking I'm leaning towards displaying him with these out. This does look really good. I love the effect pieces. Feel real good. Feel sturdy. Look really, really nice here. I was going to say the claws removable. It doesn't seem they are removable from here, so they do stick in here. But that is okay. But very, very cool. I like the looks of this a whole lot. So we do get that. Now we get 3 heads with Wolverine here. Now you get a kind of a mad face on him. We'll show that in a second. But the other heads, we do get a morph head, which is very, very cool, which honestly could cause some people to buy multiples of these because you get another body. You could pop this on, use the different hands. What do you know? You got a morph figure. So then you got morph with him here. Of course, one of the favorites of the animated series. Very sad time, of course, when Morph died. The kids of the 90s. It was like the kids of the 80s, Optimus dying, Morph in the 90s. Death. It's always tough, no matter what. But Morph looking really, really good. Very, very cool. Very, very iconic Morph, if you ask me. And when you get the Logan head, the unmasked head, looks really, really nice. Would have liked to have one of those cowls. You take the head off, you have the cowl down, put the head on. Doesn't seem we do get that. But we do get the wings and Wolverine's hair. You got that kind of black and blue coloring, the blue eyes, the big eyebrows going on, the little poof in his hair right there, and then, of course, the long sideburns. Looks like Logan. I think anybody could tell you. You hand this to them, who is this? It's Logan, it's Wolverine. I think that's the answer you would get. Then we do get Wolverine in a very traditional, very stoic-looking Wolverine. Got the big wings there, of course. Definitely looks like Wolverine. Once again, you know who this is. A little bit of a 5 o'clock shadow going on. A little bit of the cell shading throughout as well between the yellows and the mustard yellows. It's definitely Wolverine that we're accustomed to over the years from the X-Men animated series. Then you get down to the figurehead here. Very similar head, but you got the growling, menacing teeth. I like this. I like the personality this brings out. Definitely looks really good in the head. Same wings going on, same color combination, all that. Just a little bit more darker, a little bit more mad version of Wolverine, and I am here for that for sure. Now, first impressions holding this guy, he's a little bit slimmer and trimmer than I feel like he used to be. I think he needed to be a little bit wider, a little bit more muscular. Maybe a hair smaller, I guess, without having like Cyclops or Storm or something to compare heights to. Maybe I can't really justify that yet, but he does feel like he's a little bit tall and needs to be a little bit wider as far as musculature-wise. I don't know if that's a word. It is now. But still looks really good, and for me, this is most likely going to be just a one-off in my collection, so scaling doesn't matter a ton with this because it's just one-off figure. But if I had a whole crew of these guys, then it might get a little bit more nitpicky. But very, very good looking, very good feeling figure here. Very, very tight joints right out of the package, just like it should be, of course. Let's walk through some of this articulation. Of course, heads are movable, side to side, up and down. A little bit limited on the up and down, but you get the side to side. You do get the very high hula hoop, so we do got a little bit there. You do got waist. You can even hear it. Hear that waist right there. You got the big, big old splits he can give, and unfortunately, the blue pants are scuffing off a little bit there right in his crotch piece. I guess I was going to say it was going to be hidden, but it's really not hidden. So we do got a little bit of bleed on the blue there. that is unfortunate. A little bit of an eyesore there. I don't know if you're staring at Wolverine's crotch a lot, but if you are, you're going to see that, at least in my example. He just got his nice red XMEN belt, always good. I always like how it breaks up the color on this figure, or on Wolverine figures, but it looks really, really good. Nice two-toned with the cell shading. A few divots and a few little paint marks on there as well. I got to call those out. Getting down to the knees, we've got the double jointed knees. Feels really, really good in hand, these knees. You do get the side-to-side on the legs, and once again, you get a little bit of indentation, and you get a little bit of blue on the crotch on this side, too. So that's probably very common in these, I have to imagine. You do get ankles up and down. No real side. Yeah, there it is. There's the side-to-side. You get side-to-side. You get the up and down. Not tons and tons of ankle articulation. No toe articulation with Wolverine. You do get the arms that do go around. A little bit limited, of course, by his shoulder guard, so you got to move him out of the way. But you do get the side-to-side. No butterflies on this Wolverine. You do get the side-to-side at the elbow, which is very interesting. You got the elbow cut right there. We're very used to the bicep cut, not usually the elbow cut like that. You do get the single jointed elbows on Wolverine. Then, of course, the hands are going to be removable. They do go side to side, back and forth. Nice claws on Wolverine, very sturdy claws. A little bit of a bend to them. Probably heat those up, move those around a little bit, but they are kind of touching each other, which isn't always the best there. But a very, very good one. I don't believe he has no holes in his feet. So no pegs for him. You're going to have to use the doll stand for him. Of course, these do move up and down. But very, very good representation of Wolverine. This is one of the iconic looks to me for when I think of Wolverine. This is really when my deep, deep love of Wolverine started. I've talked about it on the channel before. I was all in on Wolverine from issue 1 through like 102. And then for whatever reason, I dropped out. I read all those, read a lot of limited series. I collected all the X-Men and stuff all through the 90s. So I really, really loved Wolverine. When Wolverine turned feral in the comic books, that's kind of what turned me off to Wolverine in the comics and reading a lot of comics at the time. So, fun fact right there. But for what this is and for getting this shipped to me under $100, man, oh man, I am here for something like this. I really, really do like the looks of this. Of course, I do have He-Man right here, and he's another Mondo release. So there's Wolverine and He-Man together. Maybe Wolverine is about the right size. I always imagine He-Man to be around 6'4" or so, something like that. So it's close enough to be dangerous, let's call it right there. But between the two, they have the kind of same weight going on. It's definitely, you can kind of tell they're Mondo collectibles, even though they look absolutely nothing alike. But they do kind of have, they have a certain feel and a certain tightness to the joints, which I really do like, where nobody likes loose joints, at least me, for instance. Maybe you as well. But a good version of Wolverine, a good one-off Wolverine for the collection, and that's how I'm viewing this. If you're an in-car, unboxed collector of Wolverine like this, you probably want that San Diego Comic-Con one. But if you get one to open like this, I think this is the version to grab. And that's exactly what I did here. And who knows, maybe get a cheaper one and put the morph head on and be a morph version. I don't know about that, but we'll see what happens in the future. But a very good Wolverine from where I sit. A few paint flaws. That's a little bit frustrating, but it is what it is. I can't fix that now. But what about you guys out there in YouTube land? What do you think about this Wolverine? Did you pick it up? You playing the long game? Did you know it existed? Did you admire it from afar? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Of course, you've also made it this far. You might as well like the video, subscribe to the channel, turn on the old notification bell, as we got videos every single day, and then some. And of course, your best way to support the channel, as you guys know, you got early access to videos, bonus content, Q&As, giveaways, you name it. A lot going on over at the old Patreon at all times. And then, of course, ProWrestlingTees.com, search Kyle Peterson. And then don't forget about social media, SirPaul64 on Twitter, Instagram, _Kyle_Peterson. So for Wolverine and the X-Men animated series, I am Kyle. See you guys all real soon.